Good afternoon and welcome. Today is Wednesday, which means it's time to talk about Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid S. And we're on episode 8, by the way. Coming through a long journey of Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid series. This is just, there's nothing, like I said, every episode of Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid said, there is nothing wrong, nothing bad about Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid series. I find that this series will go down as one of the best animes of all time. In terms of slice of life, comedy, you name it. I mean, if you look at Kobayashi Dragon Maid series as a whole, you could recommend this for many people who wants to get into the comedy, who wants to see slice of life, all the elements that makes Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid what it is. Now, we're on episode 8. Episode 8 did give us something to talk about. It did. With Shouta, which I gotta go heavily on Shouta talk. I gotta go on this guy. With this guy, and the importance of being sick, especially Tohru's trying really well to make it feel better for Kobayashi, and Ilulu. And again, we haven't got a lot of screen. Ilulu got some screen time, but not like in an important scenario with Ilulu. It went from peaceful, thing about Kobayashi Dragon Maid is that we're focusing on the comedy, but it's the emotions that each character is feeling from the past. Tohru, Lokawa, Elma, Fafnir, Lulu, all these dragons are giving us something to talk about in terms of their past. And that's what I like about this. We look at a character and we have to say, let's look at Tohru's backstory. Maybe we get some depth into it. And we did. Especially with Kana and Elma, Lokawa, Fafnir, everybody. And with Lulu's backstory, the first episode did give us some kind of backstory, but I love how each character getting the backstory as somewhat to a point where we're understanding what made them who they are, especially with Lulu in this episode. So, without further ado, here's my review of Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid S. So, the first part is Shouta. Now, Shouta, he has to make a gift for Father's Day, and as soon as he came upstairs, Lokawa wanted help and Shouta don't want to. Now, here's the thing. At first, I legit didn't think, I'm like, Shouta, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, you got the ex-goddess in your home. In your home. Do something. Ask her to make something for you. She's an ex-goddess. Now, I get it. Shouta wants to do it by himself. He wants to do it by himself. He wants to do it for his father, works really, really hard. And I get it. Now, and he tried every attempt he failed. And then I love how Shouta was making him talk about Father's Day. You got Lokawa saying Tits Day. I'm like, this is where Lokawa just makes a new holiday, Tits Day. If there was ever a holiday like that, Tits Day, everybody will be fondling on the boobs. Everybody will fondle on boobs, or watch anime that doesn't focus on the plot. We're just there for the boobs. And like every anime show we have watched, we only centered on the boobs. Aiken, Shoken or Quasar. And there's some other ones that deal with boobs. But still we watch it. I ain't gonna go down no names. High School DxD. But, in Super Model Testament. But, if it was Tits Day, everybody would go, every Tuesday is Tits Day. There you go. I'm just going by what I sell. Anyway, Lokawa was trying so hard and to make a gift for his father, and I applaud him for that. I applaud him. What surprised me was him doing magic. That's the thing. Because in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie to you. In season 1, when I first saw Shouta trying to do this magic thing, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way this kid ain't gonna pull off any stops. At first, I had my doubts. But then, I thought that he was just a person who believes magic and just trying to, just reading all these grimoires and just trying to become a magician and alchemy. I get it. And when he did the old circling thing, I'm like, wow, he actually knows his magic. I was impressed. I was actually impressed. Now, this is where I kind of a little bit... Now, I'm going to go out on this limb here with Shouta here. This is my message for Shouta. Shouta, let me say this. You got magic. I give you that. But damn! If you had magic all this time, doing all this to make a perfect gem, a perfect talisman for your father's sake, why don't you make a spell that you grow taller so you could smash Lokoa? Because here's the thing, I don't know why, I know when I've seen this. I mean, I remember in this episode, Shouta wakes up, he finally makes the alchemy, he finally makes a talisman for his father, and then he ran in and tells Lokoa that he did it, and now Lokoa's naked on the couch. I'm surprised Shouta's parents are not fazed by Lokoa sleeping on the couch naked. I'm surprised the father didn't even bang Lokoa. Like, I'm surprised. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be some NTR, but still, I'm just curious. But like I said with Shouta, you have this incredible spell. You're working so hard, but man, make a spell that makes you somewhat like adult-like so you can smash Lokoa. That's all I'm saying. Now, from that first half, let's go to from that first part, let's go to the other part with Kobayashi being sick. Now, dragons, we get more about dragons in a way. These dragons could survive anything through a virus and everything. And then Kobayashi passed out passed out. And Tohru was trying to find a way to cure Kobayashi from this sickness. There's a lesson in this episode. It's about not giving up and trying really hard not giving up and trying to find a solution. And with Shouta did it, same thing. Tohru with Kobayashi, same thing. Kobayashi's all sick and everything. Trying to figure out what's the right cure. Is there something I could do to help Kobayashi? And that scene where how many of us find Kobayashi somewhat sexy? I mean, we all forgot how Kobayashi is sexy because the way how she took off her shirt and everything is kind of sexy. I'm just saying. But anyway, Tohru's all realized she couldn't do anything. She tried. So she went into the depths of Isekai, jumped into a portal, transformed her dragon form, and start flying past elves, flying past these creatures just to find the right medicine for Kobayashi. Even though she tried to make porridge, and that porridge had like a lot of stuff like Pocky sticks, bananas, all that stuff. Even though it was bad, Kobayashi tasted, but still, Tohru went through the depths, past the elves, passed through all these creatures, just looking for the right medicine. And that screenshot where she's all smiling with all cuts and everything just to make Kobayashi feel better, that's a wallpaper right there. But then, side effects come in and she act like a cat. Side effects come in and act like a cat. That's something right there. That's something. I mean, and then Kana was doing like what the cats do, like here, just playing with the cat toy for Kobayashi. So that was good. Now, let's get to Ilulu. Let's jump to Ilulu. This is the first time that Lulu's getting somewhat of a screen time. She's getting some good screen time in this one, especially with her running naked at the end with her trying to take a bath for Take. But that's at the end. But so as she's working, she found a doll in the basket. And that's reminiscing of what she had to dealt with in her past. Because remember, her friends, they were humans, gave her a doll and cherished it. But then, being that you're part of the Chaos faction, you gotta destroy everything and banish everything you love. So she had to give up the doll that her friends gave her in the past and she felt bad about it, but she's following orders. She's following, because it's part of the Chaos faction. They destroy everything. So her and Take went on a journey to look for the person with the doll, And there's no and she couldn't. She tried. Then the next day, she asked, okay, let's get Kobayashi and Tohru. And the thing, Kobayashi's smart. He's like, Lulu, use your scent to track the person with the doll. She's like sniffing. She start doing that, Taki just reacts immediately because she thought Kobayashi is just toying with her, like using her like that. Now, aside from that, say all talk. Aside from that, she doesn't want to give up looking for the owner of the doll. And in that hard rain, that sign of depression, that is so sad. She don't want to give up the scent. She tried it. She's trying so hard to make sure that the owner be happy with the doll and all that stuff. So, and Take doesn't want to see her depressed. He decided to go along the way. At first, he walked away, but then he gave back the umbrella so they could work together on it. Leave it to Kobayashi and Tohru to go in invisible mode and then come out of the shadows and come out of the camouflage and just, we found the owner of the doll. We found it. So it was her, so Ilulu and Take went to meet the owner of the doll. The owner of the doll. That scene, it was peaceful. It was absolutely peaceful. I mean, the owner was crying because to sum this up, the owner is like, I got picked on because they said I'm holding a doll, so I just abandoned it. But Ilulu is like, it doesn't matter. That doll, it symbolizes your friend. It's like you may not have friends, but that doll you're holding is the actual true friend that you want to have every day. So cherish it and hold on to it. And you got to see her crying. And then at the end, it's all that rainbow. Like, today was a peaceful, joyous day. Like, there's blessings in the sky. And I can't argue with the ending. I mean, the ending was kind of funny when Ilulu came out of the bathroom all naked and chasing Take around with and then she made a Take doll the next day and put it right between her boobs. I know that some of y'all wish y'all was a Take doll. I'm sure some of y'all wish that. And I ain't the only one. Because when I saw that scene, I'm like, you know what? There's going to be a lot of people who wish to be Take's doll. Who wish to be a Take doll and put it on between her boobs. I'm pretty sure everybody thought that. That's my thing. So there you have. But like I said, I like this episode because all these episodes of Kobayashi, this episode of Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid S, they gave us a lesson here. We don't really see that today. We don't really see it as a lesson show. We see it for the slice of life comedy. But the thing about Kobayashi Dragon Maid S is that it tells us a lesson. And on this episode, it gives us a lesson in never giving up. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You just gotta succeed it, and that's what they did in this episode. So I applaud them for doing that. I really do applaud that. Now next week, and by the way, like I said, this was a great episode. Now next week, it's gonna be Elma's episode. We're gonna see more of Elma because, like I said before, Elma is underrated in terms of dragons. If we look at Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid series as a whole, the only underrated people in that list is, to me, I'm not sure you guys agree on this, but the underrated dragons is Elma and Fafnir. Those two are like underrated because they don't have, in terms of screen time, they don't have that much. While Lokua, Kana, Tohru, and Ilulu have their screen time, they have it. But in terms of underrated, Elma and Fafnir don't really have that much. So next week is going to be Elma's episode, and I hope we get to see more about Elma because we got Elma's past with her and Tohru. So I hope that we get to see somewhat of Elma's backstory even more if they decide to do it. So I really hope next week will be that good as well. So like I said, there's nothing I can't hate about Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid series. I find every series great, and it's bringing that, again, nostalgia of teaching us valuable lessons and all that. So I look forward for next week's episode of Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid S, and I'm sure you will.